All right. Hello, hello, welcome. So I am so glad you are here listening. If you are here live or you're listening to this recording, obviously something in you pulled you in to come here and hear more about coaching, what we do, why we absolutely love it, why Jessica and I are just over the moon. We just eat, sleep, and breathe Beachbody coaching. I think that when you hear our stories, you will realize how much it has absolutely changed our lives for the better. So let me just start by introducing myself. My name is Jamie Carlson, and I am a former high school English teacher, actually. I found Beachbody actually years and years ago, but I didn't even really know I was finding Beachbody. I ordered a DVD in the mail, and that DVD actually completely transformed my body after having our first daughter. I'm a mom of 3. I am a wife to my husband. I am a business owner. We own 2 businesses, my business as a coach, and then we also own a private practice marriage and family therapy business. So obviously I have lots going on, and I always love to tell people, hey, listen, if I can find the time to coach and build a successful business, so can you, because I literally started my business in the most chaotic, busiest time of my life. But before I actually go full on into my story and kind of talk about the nuts and bolts of coaching, I really think that stories are very powerful, and the most effective way to understand why we love coaching and why it can be so instrumental for you is to hear the stories of others and how it's been instrumental in their lives. So I would actually like to introduce you to my beautiful friend and co-host, Jessica, and she's going to tell her story about how Beachbody has completely changed her life, why she loves it, how she got into coaching, and then we will hand it back to me, and I'll kind of just go over the meat and potatoes of what coaching is and who it's for. So it is all you, my dear.
Babe.
Woo!
So I'm very excited, and also it's nervous, but but I wanted to share. I mean, I haven't, just the way you guys see me, all my posts I post on social media. I wasn't like that in the beginning. Like, it took me time. I remember when my first coach goes, "You have to make your page public." I'm like, okay, oh no. But by doing that, I've learned how to get out of my comfort zones and to push play and go live, see everybody and their mama can see all my crazy posts and my TikToks. And that's not that easy. But, by getting out of my comfort zones, that's how I first started. So I first started at 280 pounds. I have lost over 60 pounds in my weight loss journey. I still have a shitload more to go. But, and I can't be more excited and blessed for this company. I have gained so many friends and now family. I would say that I was a single mom for 15 years. I wish I would have known about Beachbody sooner, because I was depressed, lonely. I had no friends, and now I have like friends up the ass and great fit family community. And they've helped me with my journey. They've helped me to make sure what my why is, how I keep pushing it. And with this company, I have gained so much more than I could even mention. I have made an income for my family. Being a stay-at-home mom for 15 years, I wasn't bringing anything in. We only had to depend on one income, and that's hard. And also with being so depressed at the loss of my grandmother. So, and I'm also, for who may not know, I'm also a one-on-one aide with kids with special needs at the local high school. I'm also, with becoming a Beachbody coach, I got the guts to become an instructor. I teach 4 different formats. I am a turbo kick instructor, core to force, country heat, and size. And so I teach hip hop kids. I teach hip hop class to kids, 7 to 12-year-olds, and I teach now MMA kickboxing for adults before all this COVID stuff. But that's what made me be who I am, by being out of my comfort zones. And that's with PD, personal development, I've never learned and understood what that was until I started with this company. And that is the best thing about this is one of my job requirements, to push play every day, do my personal development, drink my shake, drink my mom crack juice, and love my fit family community and check in with my girls and help other people achieve their goals. And that's my job. And so that's pretty amazing to me, if you ask me. I'm also married and I have a 20-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old. And I'm busy too. I mean, I pretty much have the job at the high school, have my own business with coaching, plus I'm an instructor. And I got housework and stuff to do too, but I get all my stuff done because this is a priority to me and my business, because I got goals and I never had goals like that before. If you would have told me so many years ago, like, oh, like, what are you going to do for your future? I wouldn't say, oh, I'm going to be a plus size dance fitness coach, kick some ass with my team, lose weight, and that's going to be my job. Yeah, but now that's what my goals are and that's what I'm going to do. So that's pretty much it. Jamie, back to you.
I love it. Can we just talk about how badass Jessica is? She is the best. She actually hit on so many things that I would like to touch on as well, because I really believe that very, very few people come into coaching right out of the gate saying, yes, I want to build this huge business with Beachbody and be a coach full time. Honestly, there are those people, and that's amazing and great, but more often than not, this story always starts with how we just needed to work on ourselves. We needed help with our health, with our fitness. The stories are never ending about how much Beachbody has saved people's health, saved them from life-threatening illnesses. And mine wasn't that, but let me just give you a quick backstory about how I became a coach, a actual working coach, and building a full-time business with this. So 3 years ago, I was in a situation. I was a teacher full-time. Like I said, I taught high school English, and I had actually lost a lot of weight on my own. We had 3 babies in 4 years. So you can imagine I was looking at this body in the mirror like, who took my body and what did you do with it? And I will never, ever forget standing on the scale and looking at the highest number I had ever seen on that scale. And literally turning around and looking in the mirror in the bathroom and just telling myself, I guess this is just it. Like, you're just overweight and uncomfortable as a mom. And that's just something I have to accept now. That's just part of motherhood. I had just kind of seen that with so many women that I think that in my mind, I felt like, okay, well, I just have to accept this as this is the norm now. This is part of being a mom. And that's really unfortunate. And I know a lot of women think that way as well. And I feel like it's our job, it's our mission to kind of undo that for women, because that's not the way it needs to be. We don't need to feel bad about ourselves and our body image, and we don't need to feel depressed and don't want to look in the mirror every day. So fast forward, that just spiraled me into a very clinical, severe depression that was very ugly and just about damaged and tore apart my whole family. And so we actually had kind of settled and we moved back near family. And I was teaching at this school and I was following this teacher on Facebook that I literally worked with on campus but did not know her at all. And all I was watching was her literally just dropping all this weight. I had worked with her for years and she was always very heavy. She unexpectedly got pregnant, but she was sharing her journey on Facebook. And the losing weight is great, but what caught me so vividly is she was so happy. Like, she was genuinely joyful. And I just remember thinking like, what in the heck is she doing that's making her that happy? And so the key part of this story is I had said I had been losing a lot of weight on my own, and I did. I lost 50 pounds all on my own. But here's the important part of that story. I did that by starving myself. I was literally consuming no more than 800 calories a day. I was trying to stay closer to 500. I was going to the gym and running 4 miles on the gym treadmill. And this makes me so emotional because I think about how broken I was and how miserable I really was inside, even though I was thin. So I always tell women, it's not about being thin, it's about being healthy, right? And finding a place where you can feel good inside and out. And so I was at this point when I was watching my friend Amanda share her journey, and she was literally just sharing. Can we just really hold on to the word sharing? Because I hear so many women say, I don't want to be a salesperson. And I'm like, hi, I am the #1 anti-salesperson. My mother was in sales almost her whole life, and I swore up and down I would never be in sales because I always thought it was icky, it was gross. I never liked being on the customer side of that, and I surely didn't want to be on the salesperson side of that. And she was not like that at all. She was so intriguing because she was literally just sharing her story, like her journey week by week, what was going on, how she was losing, how she was feeling. And you could literally see this joy transforming in her. And so I had reached this point where I was now rebounding and I was binge eating. I have spent my whole life in a very vicious cycle of binge and purging. And so I was in this binge period because I had deprived myself. You know, when you're eating 500 calories a day, you surely ain't eating anything wholesome or tasty, or you're literally just trying to not eat too much so you can get skinny. And so I was quite miserable, to be honest. And I just knew, you know, I knew that something had to give. And I actually had reached out to her a couple times, and I was that person that was like, how much is it? I didn't know anything about it. I was that straight shooter, like, just tell me the price. And she told me the price, and I remember just sitting at my desk, I'm like, oh, hell no. Which is crazy because I had no problem dropping $650 for a 2-year membership at 24 Hour Fitness that I hardly freaking used or hated using, right? I hated going to the gym. It was so much work. I always had to make sure they had spots for my kids so I could put my kids in daycare. And then I got to this point where I couldn't ever get them into the daycare because it was full. So then I literally was paying a babysitter to pick them up, take care of them, and then meet me at the gym when I was done at the gym. Just crazy, right? It was so much work. And so I was at this point where I was hating the gym. I had given up on exercise. I was hating restricting my calories. So I was eating whatever, and I was watching. I was feeling it all come back. That dreaded, like, oh, I don't feel good. This is not good. I'm stuck. And so I literally reached out to her and I said, whatever it is you're doing, just hook me up. I honestly didn't even know what I was ordering. True story. I didn't even know what flavor Shakeology I got. Turns out I got the barista pack. That was awesome. And so she pulled me in. She plugged me into this challenge group. Long story short, I am forever indebted to that woman because she sharing her journey on social media completely changed my life. It gave me this vehicle that I had never found before. I lost the extra pounds that I had put back on, but I didn't just lose the extra pounds of like physical weight, right? I lost all of those extra pounds of mental fatigue and weight of constantly worrying about what I was putting in my mouth and what that scale was reading to me. And I finally was given a system where I didn't have to count calories. I didn't have to weigh my food. I didn't have to do any of those things. It actually helped me completely get off the scale. I was one of those obsessive weighers where I would weigh myself multiple times a day, which we all know is absolutely crazy because of course your weight's going to fluctuate throughout the day. And so in 8 weeks, I was quite literally staring at a person that was completely different inside and out. And only about 4 weeks in on my journey, she said to me, she actually didn't say it to me, she sent me a text message with this link. And she's like, I think you'd be really great at this. I think you should just listen. You can make it as much or as little as you want. And what do you think that link was? It was a link to a coach sneak peek, just like we're sitting on right now here today. And I really had no idea what it was, but I'm like, okay, because I trusted her. So I logged on to this link and I start listening to these women just like this, sharing their stories. I'm watching women with babies in the background and messy houses, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if these women can do this, maybe I can too. But in all honesty, I had a great income. My husband had a good income. I wasn't looking for like a financial means. I really was in need of a community, and I knew how amazing the Beachbody community was in my challenge group that I was in. So I could only imagine how great it probably was in the coaching community, because basically it's just an expanded version of your challenge group community. Only we just love on each other like 100 times more, I feel, right? And so, you know, I kind of molded over for about 24 hours. I didn't want to say anything to my husband because I had done network marketing before. It was very ugly, very bad. It was just all bad. And we all know sometimes we have those icky experiences. They're out there. Not all companies operate on super high integrity like Beachbody does. But I just had this gut feeling. And so I want to say to you, if you have that kind of tug, that gut feeling that you know this is pulling at you for some reason, please listen to it, because seriously, what do you have to lose? I mean, at worst, you're going to make some new friends, honestly, right? And so I went ahead and I sent her a message and I said, all right, I'm going to do it. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I was plugged in to this immediate family, this sisterhood of women. And as you can see, you know, Jessica and I, we've become such good friends. I have just made so many good friends. I can't get over it, honestly. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, you know, it's a really incredible thing. Like, I can be in a weird kind of mood and my girls will know, like they sense it and they're like, what's wrong? And they're texting me and I'm like, I have never in my life had friends like that, like ever. So it's so genuine, so real. And you know, coaches come into coaching for lots of different reasons. And so let's just kind of talk about that, because who is coaching for, right? You know, when I first started, to be honest, I was excited about the community. I was not excited about actually coaching, like building a business. And I didn't. It took me 2 years actually to get to the point where I saw the vision, and what it really was is I just kept hearing my mentors and all of these women around me having huge success financially. And coincidentally, you know, when I first came in and I became a coach, it was honestly because I was just so excited and I was feeling so good that people were asking me what I was doing. But fast forward 2 years and I signed people up and I helped people and I helped run a challenge group, you know, and I casually coached. So we kind of call that a hobby coach, because I coached like friends and I helped people out, you know, if they came to me, but I wasn't proactive in building a business per se. And then I got to that like 2-year mark and I was absolutely just done, checked out, miserable with teaching. I didn't want to teach anymore. We did not have the financial means for me to pull out of the classroom. I was trying to figure out if I could teach part-time. And basically, I reached out to one of my upline mentors and I said, can I really make this work? Which was kind of a silly question because she was living proof that you could, but I just like needed that extra validation, right? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. And so I went home and I talked to my husband and I said, listen, no matter, because at that point he was fully immersed in Beachbody workouts with me. He has grown to just absolutely love the products and the programs. And I said, I'm going to really go for this and I want to make this work. And no matter what, I want to be out of that classroom the next school year. And I had said this to him like in January. So we still had about 6 months of the school year left. And he said, all right, let's do it. And so he supported me in that. And I just, no holds barred, went for it. I absolutely dove in. And all my fears about feeling like I would be salesy, because I thought, gosh, when I really go all in on this, I'm probably going to have to be that way. Not at all. Not at all. What carried my business, what exploded that real start of a business was my excitement, because I was so excited that I now had something new to focus on. And there was this hope in sight to get out of teaching. Teaching is hard, and I taught in a very tough socioeconomic area. And I taught high school kids. These kids were towering over me. And although I did really well with them, when I would come home every day, I had nothing left in the tank. I didn't want my kids to talk or make noise. I just wanted everyone to just like, shh, go in the other room. And my husband started seeing that too. And he's like, this is not good because you have nothing left for your family when you get home. So that was a lot of why also, you know, he supported that decision. And so I just literally, you guys, I just started sharing my excitement. I had actually already been sharing my results because I was posting, I was so confident. And I know a lot of you guys come to sneak peeks and you're thinking, I don't have a big social media. I don't really post on social media. And I'm like, hi, I didn't even know what the heck Instagram was for when I started coaching. I was like, this is stupid. Why are people just posting pictures? I had probably like 150 followers on Instagram. I don't even know how I had that many. Maybe I didn't have that many. I had like 200 friends on Facebook. Okay. I was the anti-social media. I was very private, introvert, didn't share my life. So honestly, I was kind of scared, poopless, honestly, because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I just really want to do this and I want to make it work. And I just wanted it so bad. My why was so big and profound at that point that I was like, you know what? I don't care what I have to do. And I just leaned into all of the tools that were given to me. I promised I would be coachable, and I was. I listened to my mentor. I followed her lead, and everything else just fell in line. It just happens naturally. What happens is when you are so passionate about what you're representing, you don't have to sell it. It sells itself. Because you literally are the walking billboard for the product, right? I mean, every day my students would be like, Miss Carlson, what are you doing? You look so good. And I'm like, you know, you're killing the game when you're high school girls that usually are the ones you're like, I remember those glory days when I look like that, are asking you what you're doing. So, you know, it just, It's all about you, right? When you start and embracing your journey and just sharing that with the people that you already know, and then you just take baby steps and you start stepping outside of your comfort zone a little bit more and a little bit more. And next thing you know, you've got a rolling business, honestly. And you know, hey, if you go for it and you decide this really isn't my gig, totally fine, because you now have lifelong friends, because whether you're in the business or not, or whether you want to just hang out as a discount coach and receive that 25% off all the product, we're your friends. We love you. We're here to love on you no matter what, right? And so that's my big story, but I'm so passionate about telling my story because I just want people to see that progression of how that unfolded. You know, when I first found Beachbody, I wasn't interested in coaching. Then I learned I could get this discount. You know, I could help my friends sign up because they were asking. And so I did that. And then just gradually, as I immersed myself in the community, I saw this vision. And I am no longer in the classroom. So there's the testimony to that. My husband and I, we have made huge strides in the last couple years. My business is growing faster than ever right now. I think this, yes, these guys are like, my God, I'm like, I know. But this is honestly, this is the time right now, because we are in such times of uncertainty. And people are scared. They don't know. They don't know if their jobs are going to be there for good. They don't necessarily know how they're going to put food on the table because they don't have a job now. You know, there are so many needs. And what a time to work on your health, your internal health. If there's one thing we should be doing right now with this crazy, scary virus circulating, it's doing our best to take care of ourselves internally so that we have a boosted immune system. Hello, Shakeology. Shakeology is amazing. I started drinking Shakeology, and I will tell you, I was like, that crap is expensive. Oh, like, I am not paying for that. And I was one of those that's like, I'm not a shake person. My husband was always like, you need to drink a shake. And I'm like, no, I don't. But I started drinking Shakeology because obviously it came in my challenge pack. And, you know, I gave it a good 2 months. And always, every year as a teacher, by the time I got to Christmas break, all of my sick days were gone because I was always sick. Always. When you're around 150 different kids every day, and then you come home to your own kids who have come from a daycare, you know the picture, right? I was always sick. And 2 months in, I noticed I haven't been sick. Then I kept drinking it. And then like 6 months later, I'm like, I have literally not been sick. And I swear on everything holy, I have been drinking Shakeology for 3 years now. And I can count on one hand how many times I've been sick. One time a year, I get sick. And it's not even like, take me down, I can't even get out of bed sick. It's like, I feel really super crappy, but I can still function kind of sick. And I swear to you guys, it is Shakeology. And I don't say that because I'm a coach. I say that because literally I'm like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that I have changed. I mean, my food has pretty much kind of always been healthy. I just wasn't eating enough of it, right? So that is lifesaver. And so, you know, I say, if there's anything in you that's calling you to just give it a shot, give it a shot. What if it can completely change your future? What if it can provide you that life that you literally watch on TV or you see scrolling through Instagram and you're like, oh, I wish. Don't wish. Make it happen. That's the beautiful thing about this opportunity. You can literally make this as big as you want. I am so freaking excited because I literally know that I'm building $1 million business, you guys. When I was a teacher with a master's degree, I could not earn more than $91,000 a year in the state of California. 91,000. I put in so many freaking hours, so much hard work, so much thankless hard work. Can we just talk about that? The recognition that you get in coaching for every single achievement. I live for it. I'm not even gonna lie. I am a recognition whore. Like, I love it. But here's the great thing. It keeps you so motivated. It keeps you pushing, because once you feel that outpour of love and support and celebration for your hard work in helping others, which, can we talk about how cool that is? Like, you're literally helping other people save their lives. I don't know about you guys, but I have always been in servant careers, okay? I was a teacher. We run a mental health business. Like, it's just, I always say, God put me on this earth to help people, and I am good with that. It's hard work, yes, but I absolutely love it, because how incredible to literally know that you are an instrumental tool in somebody's life completely changing for the better. Whether that's offering them the coaching opportunity or helping them get their health and fitness in check, or both, like us, right? So whatever it is that's holding you back, girl, throw it away. Throw that shiz away and just go for it. Honestly, I just really cannot be passionate enough about this. I know some people are going to come with objections. If you're here because you don't have money and you're wondering, well, how am I going to start this business because I don't have any money? My answer to you is, that's exactly why you need to start this business. You need to start this business and go for it and share your passion and your love for feeling good and help other women find that opportunity to feel good. And you will see so quickly that you make your money back plus some. Pyramid scheme, it cannot be a pyramid scheme, guys. We would not be operating, right? That is totally illegal. Beachbody has been in business for years. They are a billion-dollar business. They are all over commercials, radio stations. Like, it's as legit as it gets. And this company operates on such high integrity. I have to tell you guys that, because for me, that's huge. I'm not willing to represent something that's shady, not even a little bit. And so I have done a ton of research on Beachbody. I've done a ton of research on their products, and fact is fact. It's all top notch. It all checks out. So I hope that something you heard today has resonated with you. I hope that if you're listening to this, this is quite possibly the answer to some prayers that you've been saying for one reason or another. And so if it is, I encourage you to get with your coach that invited you here, ask them, how do you get going? And just jump in, and we cannot wait to have you as part of our amazing family. And I just have to plug in one last thing. We're literally on the best freaking team in the whole company, and that is 100% fact. And I am just like, people wish they were on our team. So if there is a team to be on, you guys, this is it. They are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. This team has been in play for 10 years, and every single year our team grows exponentially. We're constantly making waves as a team. We're constantly cheering each other on. And we're constantly finding success, and we all feel amazing. How cool is that? I mean, look at these beautiful people on here. Like, these are my sisters. So I love you guys. I'm so glad you came, you listened. Please get with your coach. And if you have any other questions, they will address those questions for you. And we can't wait to welcome you into our coaching fam. All right, you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon. Bye.